Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil because yeah, sometimes people do horrendous stuff and they're the only ones in the room that don't know they do horrendous stuff or try to justify it. So yay, hooray! We're going back into that stuff. So yeah, if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout or click the link down below. It'll automatically apply the discount to your transaction and it helps support the channel. Am I the a-hole for making my boyfriend stop drinking pop? You know, actually, I forgot that some people call it pop. What do you call it? Let me know down below, because I know there's pop, cola, fizz, stuff like that. My boyfriend, 29M, has gained 50 pounds in the last year. He has already cut down his pop consumption from 3 bottles of root beer a day to 1 can per day, which was a mutual decision that we made together, albeit suggested by me. But I want him to cut that down further to 1 can a week, or just cut it out entirely, which he has refused to do. There are a couple of reasons I want him to stop drinking the pop. 1. Health, period. The guy already drinks a large double-double every morning and does not need more sugar. The way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being pre-diabetic. 2. Attractiveness. Objectively speaking, I don't find him very attractive after the weight gain. Call me shallow, but it matters to me, and to my brain. He wants to have S, but my brain just doesn't cooperate. And I just cannot get turned on. I still love the guy, but I feel guilty for not being able to give him what he wants. So, in a way, I'm hoping to cut out the pop will help to reverse the weight gain so that I can find him more physically attractive and solve the no-S problem for both of us. I have conveyed this to him, and he has started going to the gym. But as soon as he comes back, he just chugs the pop with his dinner. Like, what is the point? 3. Difficulty. I don't think this is a big ask, and I think it would make a huge difference to both his health and the weight gain issue. I do not believe in counting calories, but mathematically cutting out pop, which is 160 calories per can, could save him 4,800 calories per month without changing anything else, which is the equivalent of almost 2 pounds of fat. He's an adult, and I think that he should be making these decisions for himself, even without me saying anything. There is more context to the weight gain, which is that it began after he quit smoking about 1.5 years ago. Quitting smoking was also my idea, surprise, surprise, and sometimes he tries to use that as an argument that I've already forced him to change who he was once before, so he shouldn't have to give up pop as well. Additionally, he sometimes insinuates that since I was the one to get him to quit smoking, I was also the one who made him get fat, as we assume quitting smoking caused his appetite to increase and metabolism to decline. This is all from my perspective, but to me, it just makes sense for him to stop drinking pop. Am I the a-hole? Okay, so first off, you say, oh, I don't want to count calories, and then immediately list how many calories he would be saving if he stopped drinking pop. That's probably not a good point to be making there. Calorie count does definitely play into losing weight. That's why you see a bunch of plates where it would be the equivalent of showing like a Big Mac versus the amount of veggies you could have for that exact same amount of calories. Also, fun fact, a double-double is not a drink, it's actually a burger. I don't know why, just wanted to point that out there. Maybe it was a typo, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't freaking know. Having your partner quit smoking is very much a good habit for them to quit because smoking kills. It's not good to get lung cancer. It's not good to have all of those things that happen to you because you smoke. The short-term rewards never outweigh the long-term consequences. But the more you get into the story, it keeps on turning into don't do this boyfriend, don't do that boyfriend, go do this boyfriend, go do that boyfriend. But throughout it all, there's not a point in time where you ever say that, yeah, you're doing this supporting your boyfriend, doing it with your boyfriend. being there to support them, and you're not really doing anything more than just telling them, don't do this, don't do that. And I will tell you this right now, caffeine addiction very much does suck. I've had that before, and it took me a little while and a couple of headaches to get rid of a caffeine addiction myself. And definitely I knew it was a caffeine because the headache was in a certain spot. So, telling your boyfriend, don't do that, is probably not as effective as, just being there and being supportive. You also gotta kind of factor out, if your boyfriend was saying this to you, do you think that you'd feel fine? I know that it would be a bit of a blow to my self-esteem if, I was dating somebody who was acting like this. Am I the a-hole for calling my wife out on giving joint birthday presents without me there? Son's birthday is today. He's 5 years old. I wasn't there this morning as staying away from home some nights due to work. Even if I had slept at home, I would have left for work before the kids woke up. We have a party planned on Saturday, and we'll be there at dinner time tonight. I realized that my wife gave my son a present this morning. She said it was from us. Apparently, she does this every year. I was hurt and told her so. I thought it was selfish that she couldn't wait to share his excitement. Her excuse is that it was unfair on him to make him wait. I find that ridiculous and believe that he absolutely could wait. I said the only reason to give it early is the selfishness of wanting to experience his joy alone without sharing it. Am I the a-hole? Edits, this blew up quicker than I expected. I couldn't get online for the last hour, and the overwhelmingly with the "you're the a-hole" responses, many with some unfair assumptions, so I want to add some context in my defense, although I think it won't change the general outcome. 1. Today is his birthday, although we have another special plans. Next week I'm taking 3 days off of work, 2 of which are for a family trip, and the 3rd is a special day for my son. I couldn't get today off of work though, and Saturday is his proper party, which I obviously will be there. I have a 1.5 hour commute each way, hence why I don't normally see him in the morning before he gets up for school. But I normally read the bedtime story when I'm home, and I video call every evening when I'm not home. I'm not an absentee father, and I'm not just a sperm donor. 2. My wife has bought most of the presents, but not all of them. We tend to put things in gift bags, not wrap them. Last year, it was me that bought the main present. This year, there wasn't a main present. It was mostly a few smaller ones because the family trips mentioned in number 1 are really his main present. I didn't expect her to do all of the gift shopping and give all of the ideas. I do a share of it. She does have more free time than me and does more of the childcare than me. That's a problem of our shared life choices, and not something that we can easily change. My long commute is primarily due to decisions on her part. 3. Yes, she said she does this every year, but first and second birthday are not quite the same level of conscious response, and 3rd and 4th, I'm not sure what she gave him in the morning. As I mentioned last year, I got the main present, and that was given in the evening. I am definitely jealous if she is giving them presents. I definitely want to be a part of the enjoyment of his birthday. I was hurt and didn't understand why he had to receive the present when I wasn't there. Yes, he's 5 years old, and every family is different. I don't remember receiving presents until the whole family was there in the evening. I thought that was normal and assumed that my wife had the same thoughts. We hadn't discussed it, and I was upset for missing out. I think if I knew, then I wouldn't have reacted that way. But it was a shock, and I was upset. I still am jealous and have some feelings to work through. I don't like my work situation and commute, but I really don't see a way to resolve it without significant financial risk that I'm not willing to take in this climate. So, we'll have to suck up my disappointment. I called my wife selfish for getting the joy alone without discussing it first, or without giving me a chance to join a video call. I guess I need to take the "you're the a-hole" verdict. Edit, again, too many comments to respond to, and can't respond for at least a few hours, so that I can spend time with my son on his birthday, while automatically assuming that somebody's family traditions are going to be the same as yours without even asking them is not going to help you in this case at all. And if anything, maybe you and your wife have some stuff you need to iron out when it comes to it all. Hopefully things do wind up getting better for you, and hopefully going forward you can both kind of agree that, okay, for your son's birthday, presents at the end of the day when both of you can be there. And if you're saying that she does this every year, it's either that you're okay with her doing it and you just wanted to complain on the internet, or for some reason you didn't ask, hey, did we happen to get him a present for his birthday? Something about that part just isn't lining up either. Am I the a-hole for getting the class pizza party canceled? I would love to see you try to say yourself as no. My kid's class is having a pizza party. It was announced at the PTA meeting, and the teacher asked for donations. I admit I spoke up. I explained that I don't believe in using food as a reward. Oh, just wait until you get into most retail jobs. I had a really healthy relationship with food growing up because it was constantly used as a reward or punishment, and it led to some serious issues. I'm really passionate about raising my kids with a healthy mindset around food. In our house, no processed food, no dyes. We avoid seed oils and junk food as much as possible, and then focus on eating when hungry and listening to your body. And treats are allowed, but homemade and with real ingredients. I want them to see food as nourishment, not something tied to their performance or behavior, and we never use dessert or treats as rewards or incentives. So, at the meeting, I said that I didn't support the pizza party. I explained my reasoning about not wanting to link rewards to junk food and suggested alternatives like extra recess, a fun class game, or some other non-food related social event. I felt like some other parents seemed thoughtful about what I said, maybe even a little concerned, like they hadn't considered it before. Well, I got an email from the teacher later that day. She accused me of overstepping, saying my comments were inappropriate, caused drama, and that now other parents are apparently complaining and the pizza party is canceled, though no one spoke up at the meeting. She basically told me not to come back to future meetings. Honestly, I'm second-guessing myself now. I know I'm pretty strict about food, but I genuinely believe that I'm doing what is best for my kids and trying to promote healthy habits. Was I out of line? Am I the a-hole for speaking up? I just don't want to contribute to the unhealthy relationship so many kids have with food. I feel like if I don't say anything, I'm complicit, but maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut. It is a pizza party because they did good in school, okay? They're only getting like 1 to 2 incredibly thin slices of pizza. That is it. They're not getting like a main Papa John's large, big meat lover's slice of pizza, okay? It's a kid's pizza party, okay? Let them be kids. How much of a little stingy mother do you have to be to not allow kids to have parties? Yeah, and way to go saying, oh, I'm just looking out for my children. Meanwhile, dictating that I'm also looking out for all of the other children also. You know, on other people's behalfs. Pizza parties as kids because they did some good stuff, perfectly fine. Pizza parties as adults because corporate is a cheap little POS, probably not fine, okay? You know, if you're going to do any of this whole try to get rid of pizza parties for any better rewards, go over to the retail jobs, okay? They kind of need your stuff a little more. Also, going back to the pizza party thing, if you restrict your kids as much when it comes to these kind of rewards and everything, the second they get the opportunity with adult money, they're probably gonna have a whole lot. I lost my cool at my new girlfriend's friend after essentially being threatened and then pathetically apologized. Feeling really bad about it, I went to my friend of my M40 girlfriend's 39th birthday last week, and we had the worst fight. Then one of her friends came over to us. Never met him before, but heard about him prior. He's a life coach. Pointy beard, slick, tied back hair, green velvet waistcoat. Not meaning to sound judgmental, but I think it adds to the scene. Anyways, it was fine enough. I had a brief chat and offered/bought him a drink. He was organizing the event and had some free drink tickets, which he gave us after. All fine. Anyways, my girlfriend and I are sitting there, and he approaches us and starts pointing at his eyes with 2 fingers, and then pointing at me and starts saying, "I'm watching you. And you better look after her or I'm coming for you." Now, I instantly thought it was a douche thing to say, but laughed it off despite my frustration. He then continues to say it, "No, seriously, you better not hurt her or you'll have me to contend with." I'm now thinking, who in the world is this guy, and what right does he have to say that to me? I just thought that he'd watched too many American sitcoms with protective dads, so again, I ignored him. He walked away, but again comes back later and does the same thing, saying, "She's my sister, and you better watch it." He even said, "You get her, and I'll Liam Neeson you. I'll find out, hunting you down and hurt and kill you, and I can't remember that exactly." By this point, I've had a few drinks. Too many, honestly. My girlfriend kept giving me hers, and the shots had come out. So I'm feeling a little less lenient. I repeat the same thing to him and start saying, "Yeah, well, I'm watching you too. You better be nice to my girlfriend or else." Joking, but with clear frustration and somewhat loaded. He starts getting more serious and goes on and on about her being his sister and it doesn't matter if I'm her boyfriend, blah blah. Anyways, I had to break eye contact from this guy and he wouldn't stop staring me out, and I just wanted to have a nice night with my girlfriend. I avoided him the rest of the night, but as I'm leaving, he looks at me from across the bar, not that far away I guess, and does the same thing whilst mouthing, "I'm watching you," or something. I had had enough and marched straight up to him and told him, "Don't do that. You can stop that right now." I told him he has no right, and how he feels if I was threatening him and suggesting that he'd hurt his girlfriend. He got all haughty and smirky, and started looking at me in the eye and down on me. I said, "Look, I don't know if you were joking or not, but it's not on." He said, "Of course I'm joking, but you're framing it all wrong. I'm just showing my concern and care for her. And if I really didn't trust you," he leant into my ear and spat out the words, "You need to back the F off." He then said in his best condescending life coach voice that my reaction was indicative of problems in my previous relationship. What the F does that mean? The guy was a grade A scumbag, but I hate conflict, and my girlfriend came over and gave him a hug just at that moment to say goodbye. I wish I can say absolutely that I lost it with him, but even my confrontation was weak. I actually apologized as if I had misunderstood and that if it was a joke. I pathetically started trying to explain my words. Sorry if what I meant was, it's just not very nice to hear. I'm so annoyed at myself for apologizing and acting the way that I did. But my poor girlfriend had to deal with my outburst after. The whole way home, I have never been so angry. I was ranting and raving about what a scumbag he was, and asking why she was friends with people like that. I also asked her why she never stood up for me. I actually said to him during one of the convos, "I know I look after her, but you'll have to ask her that question." And she looked at me and just shrugs. It turns out she didn't have a clue what we were talking about. And she said that she wasn't even aware that there was a problem and that I was laughing at the beginning. She also said, "Are you sure he wasn't just joking?" Which wound me up, as surely it's not okay to say that, especially continuously to anyone, let alone your boyfriend of 3 months, even as a joke. I actually got mad. I punched a wall when I got home, which I'm very ashamed of and have never done before. I have never been so angry at someone. The drink definitely didn't help, but I was just so upset. Maybe I was overreacting, but it was all too much, and the guy essentially threatened me and constantly insinuating I wouldn't look after my girlfriend or even hurt her drove me to being the most upset that I've ever been with someone publicly. I'm really ashamed and embarrassed of my reaction. I'm really ashamed of apologizing to him, and I'm still irritated that she didn't stand up for me and kinda defended him in the roundabout way. No real blame on her, though. So let me get this straight. Dude who is a life coach was looking out for their friend and making sure that who they picked was actually a good person, so a little prod and poke at one point in time very much started something that wanted them to keep an eye on them, which, yeah, the whole, like, finger back and forth at the eye thing is a little cliche, but it seemed to have actually highlighted something about them that they wanted to keep an eye on for you. Which was then verified by your girlfriend, because I'm fairly certain I would be looking out for somebody whose response to being teased, or whatever that thing was, is to punch a wall. Am I the a-hole refusing cake my cousin's girlfriend brought for my daughter? Throwaway account in case anyone in my family uses Reddit. I, F32, am a single mother to a 3-year-old daughter. I work full-time, so I pay my cousin, F29, to babysit her full-time, as I don't trust daycares. I also pack my daughter's lunch and snacks. My cousin has a girlfriend, F31. Let's call her Mary. They've been together for a couple of years, and a few months ago they moved in together. Since Mary works from home, she now spends a lot of time with my daughter, and they've grown quite close. Here's where the issue starts. Mary comes from a higher social class than us. She's not rich, but both of her parents are doctors, and she also earns a good income. So, she's always had a lifestyle that's outside of my budget. And now that she lives with my cousin, she keeps her fridge stocked with food that is much more expensive than what I can afford. Which, okay, it's her fridge, her choice. The problem started a couple of months ago when my daughter got used to eat what Mary eats, and she started refusing the food that I pack for her. She wanted Mary's food, so I asked my cousin and Mary not to feed her anything other than what I pack, and they completely understood. As far as I know, they have been respecting that boundary. Now, here's the issue at hand. It was my daughter's birthday this weekend, and she told Mary that she wanted a bluey cake. So many bought her huge bluey cake from a bakery that is completely out of my budget. I confronted her about it, reminding her that we had agreed that she wouldn't feed my daughter. Mary said that our agreement was about meals and lunches, but a birthday cake didn't count. I explained that the issue is that she was setting expectations that I wouldn't be able to maintain. If she and my cousin ever broke up, and she was no longer in our lives, my daughter would still want things that I simply can't afford. I politely asked her to take the birthday cake with her. I'll buy my daughter one. Mary seemed hurt by this, and she and my cousin left shortly after. My cousin is still babysitting my daughter, but she has been acting cold towards me. Now, I'm wondering if I was in the wrong. I don't think my request was unreasonable, but am I the a-hole here? Yes, very much so, because first off, it is a freaking birthday cake. You're not going to be having super high expectations just because the kid, for some reason, finds out magically how much the cake cost. Also, you keep on asking them to not give your kids stuff. Meanwhile, you probably should be doing a good job at making sure that your kid doesn't turn into a spoiled brat. It kind of seems like you're asking other people to tell your kid no when that's kind of your job as a parent. And yeah, there's gonna be tantrums, the kid's gonna get upset, but yeah, that's kind of part of parenting. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. And I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!